The Canadian scientist Susan Simard, she did a study of trees, and she discovered that rather than being individual organisms are all competing for resources and competing for survival, they were actually connected under the soil by a fungal network called the mycorrhizal network. And they use this network to share nutrients, chemical messengers, and things like that. So the forest, rather than being a place where everyone's competing for survival, is actually more like a nurturing community, much more like a kind of organism, a single organism, where every tree and every part of it plays a role in the survival of the forest. So when leaves fall to the ground or animals die and they return nutrients into the soil, it's all part of that process of life, of that living organism. In Shinrin-yoku, the Japanese art of forest bathing, there's an idea of reciprocity. So when you go into the forest, you are breathing out carbon dioxide, for example, and that is used by growing trees to help them grow and to make their trunks and their boughs. In return, the trees give out oxygen, which we need to survive. When you walk through the duff and you disturb the fungal spores and you disturb the earth, you're contributing to the survival of the forest. In a way, you become part of that forest organism yourself. Now, if we look inside us as well, there are lots of individual living organisms, and they all play a part in who we are. So if you think about our microbiome in our gut, for example, that's where a lot of our hormones come from that help us control our moods and our decision making, actually contribute to our personality. So that kind of makes me think, where do these little individual organisms end and where do we begin? And in the forest, where do we end and where does the forest begin? So if we see ourselves not as individuals but part of an organism of, that goes right into our microbiome, goes right out into the forest, carries on into the earth, the complex ecosystems of the earth, where do we end and where do we begin? Who even are we? The answer probably has to be something like this sense that we are an individual is purely a conscious matter, a sense of awareness, a sense of ego. But more than that, when you think about our role in the universe as being one of giving and taking, of being part of that universal organism, how can we use this to live a content, successful and happy life? Should our life be more about surviving as a part of an organism where we give and we take and we receive and we share? Or should it be about success of the individual? Maybe if we looked at it from a much broader perspective as our part of that living organism, we would find a much more fulfilling and content life. We would find success that way, and we'd be able to let go of our suffering like the Buddhists suggest. So there's an idea. Who are we in the role of the organism of life, the organism of the forest, the organism of our microbiome, of our bodies, the organism of the universe? So thought for the day.